Hey, what's up everybody? This is your girl Miss P. I hope that you are doing fabulous. I'm doing well, and yes, as you've seen from up top, I'm here to do another Ask Miss P. Just go ahead and get into it. This is Ask Miss P number 22. Please be sure to ask your questions down below. They can pertain to me or you, a personal problem, whatever you got going on. And please let me know if you want to be anonymous, because honey, I'll put you out there on me, Django. Big shout outs to everybody that's going to college, or you're going back to high school, starting a new job, whatever you are doing this fall, following your dream, whatever you are doing, congrats to you. Keep me updated. I love, interacting with you guys, so keep me updated, ask me questions, whatever you need to do, but continue to follow and do what you do, okay? You gotta do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. Remember that. My first question is from Carolyn 1493. How old were you when you got your first car, and what are the pros and cons on looking for a car, and do you have any advice? My first car, I was 18 years old. It was a high school graduation gift. I love that car. It was everything to me. You guys remember my car? Oh, Dee. The pros that I would say about a car, it's yours, and it is definitely a responsibility. It's great to say, oh, this is my car, this is mine, I love it. Cons would be the expenses, honey. Having a car is a lot, but it's a beautiful thing. I hope I didn't scare you. Next question is from Forever Classy 89. Have you ever did the work study program, and would you recommend it? I'm really thinking about it and I need some advice. Thank you. I did do a work study program. I loved it, and I had to run my own program on my campus. It was so much fun. I met so many great people. I loved the office that I worked in, and it was very independent, so I didn't have somebody blowing on my neck all the time, and that was great. One thing I will say is make sure you are not distracted. Another one, Fuse Girl 16. What camera do you use and where did you purchase it? I use a Canon T4i. I love it, and honey, you can get it from anywhere. Tony Turner, do you play Candy Crush? If so, what level are you on? Honey, I'm on 65 and I'm so mad that I can't beat it. It's like, why in the world do you have to get through all the plastic and all the bubbles? And then it's like that last one that you got to get, but you only have 2 moves left and you got to play the thing all over on the other side. I don't have time for that. I really don't. Candy Crush and I are not good friends at the moment. So if you have any other apps I can play, post them down below, because I'm on strike for right now until probably tomorrow. Tina Lovett says, I had to let go of my friends because they didn't treat me right and put me down, and I was wondering, will college bring new friends that are real? Honey, it's even worse in college. You have to use your own discretion, and you have to make sure that you know the type of people that you are around. In high school, honey, you had to be around them jokers every single day, but in college it's a lot different. But like I said, focus on yourself, and then your friends will come around. The nicest people get burned, all right? So I learned that in college, and most people that you start out with, you don't end up with them, so it's okay. It's a part of life. Tim Hurt says, hey Miss P, this is for your next installment of Ask Miss P. Do you think you will ever go back to Apple, or are you officially team Android? Right now I'm loving Android and the customization. It's just everything. Apple, they need to get up on it. We had another question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do tattoos hurt? I would say it was about a 5 or a 6. Meaning I wasn't like, I can't. I didn't feel like that, but I wasn't like either. It was very uncomfortable, but it wasn't that bad. The next tattoo I get, and yes, I said the next one because I want some more, it's on my forearm, all up in here, or I either want something right here. I think that's what I might do. Jayla Ellis says, did you live on campus the whole 4 years? Do you think it's best to move off campus after a year? I did. I lived on campus all 4 years, and I did it because I was in a leadership program in my dorm, and also for scholarship purposes, so I had to stay, and I loved it after a minute. After a while, I did have friends saying, girl, let's move off campus, let's do this, and I was like, okay, and I really did my pros and cons, and I was like, if I move off campus, I'm not as close to my classes. I'm not close to food or the library or my job. It just added up for me to stay on campus. My jobs were on campus. It would be different if my job was off campus and different things like that, but for me it just worked out better. But I say if you want to move off campus, do it. It really depends on the person, but for me, I was glad I stayed on campus. The Swaggy Michael says, ask Miss P, my aunt recently died just like yours, and it's been really sad. How did you get through it? I miss her like crazy. I do. I think about her all the time, but it takes time. Mr. LD 2013 says, I was curious about your first day of college and the mindset you had to be able to go through the day. And he started college on August 19th, which was his birthday as well, so happy belated birthday. And you know what, it was a whole new world to me, man. Like seriously, I went to a small high school and everybody knew everybody, so me going to this huge campus of about 20,000 people, I was like, oh my God, I felt like an ant in the middle of like a huge baseball field. Like, it was crazy. And I was very homesick because you guys know I'm very close to my family, and when I got there I was just like, I can't do this. But after a while you get used to different things, you get used to your environment and your classes, and I met so many people at orientation, so I was able to link up with them and not feel so homesick. So after a while it helped me. Werlin088 says, how often do you text a female? If you have unlimited text, then go for it. As long as the chick is responding back and forth with you. Now, if she's not texting you back, sorry about your luck, bruh. Don't continue. Just stop it. The Boss Man 850 says, Miss P, did you do an internship while in college? What's your option of them and opinion? I didn't have an internship, but I think they're great, especially if they're in your field. Make sure you can get some great recommendations and some great connections for a job, honey. That's the main reason why I think people should do internships, because it really helps you in the end. Hoops1514 says, I'm turning 21 soon and I already know I don't like the taste of alcohol. So my question is, what kind of fruity alcoholic drinks do you recommend so that I can barely taste the alcohol or not at all, but still get drunk, if that makes any sense? Honey, I would suggest like a margarita or Smirnoff. I'd suggest malt liquor to you, boo-boo. Stuff like that. It still gives you a little buzz, but at the same time, you're not like, oh my God, this vodka? Oh, ew. Amanda Evans says, hi. Let me first start off by saying I love you. LOL. I appreciate that. But I need your advice. I am a junior in high school. I have a 4.0 GPA and also the top of my class. Well, all right. I also participate in many school activities. I stay to myself a lot and only hang with a selective few. But recently, these girls that ride the bus with me have the urge to try to talk to me. And Miss P, when I tell you they are the exact definition of she ratchet, they all hang around the streets. All they worry about is what next boy they can sleep with, and their grades are nowhere near where they should be. The catch is that every single one of the girls that are talking about me either have a boyfriend or a family member, brother or cousin, that's trying to get with me, and one even was talking trash about her. What should I do? Put them in their place by exposing them, or just be quiet and ignore them? Thanks in advance. You can always be on level with somebody by the way that you talk to them. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to be like, hey bitch, you don't have to do all that. I hate when people torture themselves mentally by not saying stuff. If something is on your mind, say it, but say it in a manner where you know you're not gonna get in no fight, you know they're not gonna be, and we don't have time for hair pulling and thumping and slapping. We don't have time for that. But if it's not really bothering you that much, kick rocks and blow bubbles. I mean, you just ride the bus with them. You can be a silent threat. You say you're very to yourself, and you know what? People that are to themselves are naturally crazy. So my thing is, you gotta put your crazy hat on and get bucked with them if they get bucked with you. But if it's really not a problem and it's like in and out, some days they say stuff and you can ignore it, that's fine. But it really depends on where you are with the situation. This one is from a chick, her name is Chanel, and I'm gonna paraphrase this. Basically, she had a friend and her daughter. She let them stay at the house with her, and basically they have overstayed their welcome. When she told the friend about herself, the friend was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and didn't end up doing nothing. So now she got an attitude. Her daughter don't do nothing. She just laying around being lazy, being hard-headed and ignorant. I hate when people overstay their welcome. When people don't clean up after themselves, they don't do nothing. I hate that. Baby girl, it's time to go. When you tell people about themselves and they living in your house and they still don't want to do nothing, that's time to cut it out. She got to go. Especially if you being disrespectful and the baby's being disrespectful. Time to go. But yes, like I said down below, if you have any questions, please post them down below. I'll be sure to get back to you very, very soon. Or if you would like to be anonymous, please hit me up through YouTube message, or you can DM me on Twitter, whatever you want to do to make sure you get that question to me. And you can also send me an email to misstp90@yahoo.com. Please be sure to put question for Ask Miss P in the subject line. I will see you in the next video. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. God bless. Bye.